Scientists confirm that our Earth has a second moon, and this is what we know about it so far. Now let's remember the ancient Greeks had this legend that there was no moon around the Earth, and this was what the Pro-Selenites, the Arcadians of the Peloponnese, said in their writings, that they were existing since before the moon was a satellite, a natural satellite of Earth. And we have writings by Emanuel Velikovsky having to do with Venus being closer to Earth at that time than it is today. Something happened in our solar system that changed the situation with the planets. But what is this now with the second moon? Leaving a wobbly track through space, a tiny mini-moon orbits our Earth, and it's intriguing type of a rock, which is about only 164 feet across. Scientists have been trying to figure out how the little moonlet got there. They decided it's nothing more than a chip off the old block, as they say. The moonlet bears a grand name, Kamo'oalewa, which is a Hawaiian word that roughly translates to the oscillating celestial fragment. This is according to Life Science. So good luck trying to find it, because it's not the closest approach to Earth. It's about 40 times farther than the 239,000 mile distance that separates us from our moon. So it's 40 times farther out. And its orbit can take as far as 100 times farther, according to Time magazine. The chunk of space rock orbits gets warped by the competing gravitational pulls of the Sun and our Earth. It's primarily influenced just by the Sun's gravity, but this pattern shows up because it's also not quite on an Earth-like orbit. So it's this sort of odd dance, said graduate student Ben Sharkey of Lunar and Planetary Laboratory, University of Arizona. He's the lead author of the recent paper trying to identify the moonlet's origins. A visit out of the question to using Earth-based instruments to get data. They learned enough to know that a little critter was similar to most asteroids in that it was made from similar material, but it was different in that the infrared signature did not match. The question was resolved when Sharkey went back in the archives to review a study of moon samples brought back to Earth with the crew of Apollo 14 of 1971. So bingo, the results were a match. Sharkey said, visually, what you're seeing is a weathered silicate, the eons of exposure to space environment, and the micrometeorite impacts. It's almost like a fingerprint, and it's hard to miss. The moonlet's origins are guesswork, but given that the moon is whacked over and over by rocks whizzing through space, pieces fly off the moon's surface routinely. So this is what probably this was, a piece of the moon. Now most pieces are tiny, many burn up in the atmosphere as meteorites. Kamo'oalewa, however, wandered off into its own path. Sharkey explains we see thousands of craters on the moon, so some of this lunar ejecta has to be sticking around in space. Although the moonlet will not endure where it is forever, there's no rush for stargazers to hunt it down with a telescope. In the big picture of cosmic time, the moonlet has another 300 years more to wobble in its eccentric orbit before it simply spins off into other unknown parts. This was originally on Western Journal by Jack Davis, his son WND. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box